Here are Max and Abby, and Max and Abby and I, here we are. We're going to show you some of the things that have been happening in the garden in the past couple weeks. So here we are at the pond. There's Max looking in the water. There goes Abby. I hope they don't drink that water. Anyway, these are water hyacinths. Now what's interesting here is that water hyacinths don't grow in the ground. Their roots are in the water. So watch this. Look. Look at that. So now you can see this a little better. The roots are all in the water, not in dirt. And that's how they grow. And then they spread. And they make all these beautiful hyacinth lilies. Now, here are some bumblebees on the yellow cosmos, and they're collecting pollen and they're getting some sugar from the plant. They go to that yellow part in the very, very middle. There's one here. But I'm going to show you the blue asters where there are loads of bumblebees. Many more than here. Look at the blue asters. You see all the bumblebees? Just loaded with bumblebees. These are called pollinators. The bees take the pollen from the flower, the yellow part of the flower, and they bring it to other flowers. And then that makes flower seeds. Look at them all. And they're all bumblebees. Look at the blue asters. You see all the bumblebees? Just loaded with bumblebees. These are called pollinators. The bees take the pollen from the flower, the yellow part of the flower, and they bring it to other flowers. And then that makes flower seeds. Look at them all. And they're all bumblebees. Look. Really beautiful. Can you see all those bees? Look at that. That is really neat. So bumblebees and praying mantis, and we'll see what else we can find today. Look at them all. And they don't bother you. They're perfectly safe. And they get the pollen from the yellow part of the aster, and that they bring to another flower, and then from that the aster makes new seeds, and new seeds make a new aster plant. Isn't that neat? And right here is the monarch butterfly. Monarchs are orange and whoop, there it goes. And down here is a regular old honeybee. And that's the first honeybee I've seen on these flowers. And when insects that do this are called pollinators. Oh, there he goes. You see how it goes in to get the pollen from the yellow part of the flower? Oh, there you go. Look at that. So here's our monarch butterfly again. And now he's on the purple flowers. And he's getting, oh, there he goes. You see his long tongue? He's putting it inside the flower for the nectar, for the sweet part. See what he's doing? There it goes. Look how pretty. There's so many nice things when you stay in the garden. Oh, and there's a bee. He's looking for pollen. On this part of the slope is the pumpkin patch. You see the big green leaves. Now you have pumpkins in your little garden too. And these are pumpkins that'll go later. Everywhere you see a flower, that flower will become a pumpkin. It closes down. See how they close? They close down and then they become a little bud that turns into a pumpkin. And when it closes, it looks like that. It's not very pretty. But then that will turn into a bud, and that bud will become a pumpkin. Huh. Really beautiful. Can you see all those bees? Look at that. That is really neat. So bumblebees and praying mantis, and we'll see what else we can find today. Look at them all. And they don't bother you. They're perfectly safe. And they get the pollen from the yellow part of the aster, and that they bring to another flower, and then from that the aster makes new seeds, and new seeds make a new aster plant. Isn't that neat? Now down here we have peppers, and this is very interesting because peppers start out green and then they start to turn red. And you see this pepper is still got a lot of green, and you can eat it that way, but when it turns red it gets very, very sweet, and then you pick it and you can eat the peppers raw, or you can put them in other food. Now this one is almost completely red altogether, and here you can see ones that are still all very, very green. Lots of the green ones. They're everywhere around here. So pretty soon these will all turn red as well, and that happens in the fall, in the autumn. Now on this gourd plant you can see it really well, and gourds are very similar to pumpkins. You see how the flower is here and is fading away, and underneath is growing the gourd, the little gourd, how tiny, and then here's one that doesn't have the flower. There's the flower all gone. You see the flower's gone, and now it's a gourd, and it's very fuzzy when it's a baby. And then look, it's just the size of my thumb. And then when it gets big, it will be the giant gourd that I bring you. You see, aren't these pretty? It's like Cinderella's coach. These are the tendrils, and that's what the vine holds. It grabs onto things so that it can grow. It pulls them up. Aren't they pretty? Now this is probably the most important part of the garden. This is the compost pile. And the compost pile, you take all the old leaves, old eggshells, old fruits and vegetables that you had in the kitchen, and you put them all together, and they rot, they decompose, and they become dirt. But they become a very rich black dirt that is excellent for helping the plants to grow. So this is really important. So when you make a garden, you want to have a compost pile as well. And here's Abby sitting by the pond, and here's Max. They like to sit here, nice and warm. They listen to the water. Oh, and here comes Franklin. He's coming to join them. You coming to join us, Frankie? Look at Abby wagging his head. You want to say hello to the girls, Abby? Give the girls a kiss. There you go. Max, you want to give the girls a kiss? No? Okay. Abby, give another kiss. Okay, so I'm going to stop digging because you see that? There's some glass right there. And I don't know what it is yet, so let's see. Be very careful, because for two things, it may already be broken. I don't want to cut myself, and I don't want to break it either. There's a stone up there. You have to be very careful. Very careful. stone away. And it's not broken. It's not broken so far. The lid is there, the top. Very careful, very careful. And here it comes. Here it comes. Okay. Look at that. An old medicine bottle. Oh, and look. It's got writing on it. All right, hold on here. So it says Prickett Apothecary, Rosemont and Bryn Mawr. Okay, so I have to look that up. And I wonder how old it is. Old medicine bottle. Look at that. Nothing inside, no cap. It's the third medicine bottle I found, but this one is from local. This is Bryn Mawr. Okay, so here's something pretty cool. It's a bone. And maybe a cow or a horse. I don't know. It's very soft, so it's been in the ground for a very, very long time. Isn't that cool? That's a bone. So I washed it off, and you can see here, it's very soft. So this bone has been in the ground a very, very long time. Some of it, see back over there, some of it just kind of flaked like dust. And judging from that, it's some kind of a joint, maybe a hip, or a leg. I don't know. Well, that's curious. There's 3 marks there. Now, from watching archaeology shows, that may be a tooth bite. So this may be something that something bit. I don't know, or something was gnawing on. Very interesting. Wonder how old it is. And here are all my puppies, just sitting out on the stump under the umbrella while I'm doing the work. There they go. There's Franklin sitting down. Very happy. They're all very. Aren't they nice? Good boys and girls. P-Max is looking at me. He's saying, "How come you're taking our picture? Huh? Why are you taking pictures of us?" I said, "I want to show the girls."